What's going on, guys? Bao here, back with some genetic gladiators. So let's get into this. Today we're going to be checking out PvP. Season 81 has hasn't just started, but I did miss a few days here and there. And for the most part, the tag system kind of works now, so every probably 2 to 3 refreshes I'll actually get not my full tag list, but for the most part some pretty good tags. Right now I do have a ton of tags, so that's why I'm actually doing PvP. Hopefully we'll continue to get our tags back consistently, but it just depends, honestly. Sometimes I only get one, sometimes I get all of them, sometimes I only get a few. So yeah, I really don't know what's up with it, but right now we do have all our tags. I am actually trying to level up some of the mutants. As you can see, I have a ton of platinums that are actually really low levels, and I know a ton of people always want me to use different mutants, but currently I only have 4 that are max level, so yeah, I kind of have to stick with those 4 if I'm actually facing somebody really high. So if I'm facing somebody with like some of Evo, I don't know, 360, 320, 300, then I'm gonna have to use my mutants that are max level, or else I'm not gonna be able to compete with them, considering they're almost about my Evo. So yeah, that's why I use those set of mutants. If I did actually have more leveled up, I would, but it just takes forever to actually level these guys up. I mean, I do level them up, but then again, I also have to level up the new mutants I get, and then if I'm making platinums, I gotta level both of those up to level 30, so that way I can actually make the platinum. Then I gotta make the platinum to like level 15, 20, 25 or whatever for the video. So yeah, I do level up a ton of mutants. It's just I level up a ton of mutants that I either use towards fusing or that are just new. So yeah, that does happen quite a bit. Or I'm trying to make them into like gold or silver or bronze or whatever level I'm actually trying to get them at. So yeah, I am working on that. I know I am still missing quite a few of the platinums for the platinum bingo. I'm missing the Grim Reapus. I'm missing this guy right here on the end of my team. And I think I'm missing Medusa. I do have the 2 mutants to actually fuse together to actually get Medusa done, but the only reason I haven't done it yet is because Mythics take forever to actually get done. They take upwards of 12 to 2 days to get done fusing and or incubating, so that's why I don't like actually making Mythics. I do try to make Mythics, but for the most part I stay away from them as much as I can. I know there's some pretty good Mythics out there, but unless I'm actually spending gold, if there's a discount for the Evo, or not the Evo, for the breeding, my bad, for the breeding center, if there's a discount, then maybe I'll start doing the Mythics and stuff like that. They do have those events every once in a while. They haven't had one in a while, so hopefully they'll throw that up, and then maybe I can actually finish off some of the Mythics. That way it's a lot cheaper, and I can actually get them done, because right now spending 12 hours or a day or something like that on one mutant is just not worth it. But then again, I have to spend like 200, 300, 400 gold just to speed that timer up. So yeah, and then plus I don't always get the mutant I'm looking for. That's why I don't do it too much. Plus they actually added in those 20 new mutants that randomly pop up. They're basically like rare mutants now, like with I lost 20 points there. They're basically just like rare mutants that are somewhat hard to get, but they do kind of mess with the breeding. So if I throw 2 mutants together, I had a smaller chance of getting a mutant I didn't want, because there wasn't too many rare mutants out there. I'm gonna call them rare mutants, but the new ones that they added in are legendaries. But for the most part, they added to the pool of mutants that you can get now. So that list went from, let's say it was 20 before, they added an extra 20, so that's 40 other mutants that you have a chance to get when you're breeding. So it becomes a lot harder to breed certain mutants just for the fact that you might continuously get lucky and get like, we'll call them, did they add the Zinger? I think they did. So you might be breeding, let's say you're trying to get a stealth bot or a beetle bot or something like that, and you keep breeding like the Zingers. So that would kind of suck, especially if you're using your gold stars or your silver stars or something like that. So that has happened quite a bit. I have noticed that it is a little bit harder to actually get certain mutants, just for the fact that you do have a higher chance now to get other mutants that weren't there before. So you can't really do anything about that. You just got to get lucky and hope you actually get one of the ones you're looking for. I do recommend using like alien, warrior, like those zombies and stuff like that. If you do have the starred version that you actually need, I do recommend using those to actually get whatever mutant you're actually going for. You might not have the best odds still, but it does improve it a little bit. Or use a mutant that can't be bred, like Mr. Marvelous or something like that, that can't be bred or used like that. So you just hope for the best when you're actually breeding. And yeah, that's basically all I do with those. I am trying to get other platinums, like he's got Tengu and stuff like that. I actually have those mutants, I just haven't leveled them. So if you're wondering why I'm using the team I'm using, I just haven't had time to level other mutants because I'm always putting out platinums. I'm always I have to level up those mutants or breed those mutants first to get the platinum, so I'm always doing that instead of actually sitting there leveling up, let's say, a Tengu or one of the like 30-40 odd other platinums I have currently. So yeah, that's why I'm not using some of the other platinums. And if you do not know, if you do not have a high Evo, it does take forever. Mine isn't really that high considering some of the other ones I see, but with the amount of time I put into everything else, it does take a lot more to actually get those mutants to 110. And I am actually saving up for the Evo when it does go on a sale for 50% off, or not 50% off, 90% off. For 500 gold, I will be leveling up my Evo. Hopefully it hits pretty soon. I do have 6k gold, so that'd be a ton of levels right there. But I do also want to buy gold furnaces or forges. If you do have those and you do have enough and they're in the shop, always buy them because they are going to help you out a lot, especially if you have a ton of them. Like right now I'm making 500 gold every 2 days. So yeah, I do keep up a ton of gold. That may not be a lot considering I see some people with like 20 to 30, maybe even a lot more. So hopefully we'll be able to get a lot more of those, or hopefully they put them in the shop a little bit more frequently. But yeah, for the most part, if you guys are wondering about my team, that's why I use it. I just don't have other mutants leveled, and if I'm facing high level opponents and I want to win, or at least try to win, then I'm gonna have to use a high level team. And if I don't have like the Phoenix or those other platinums that I have leveled, there's no point in actually using them because they're gonna get one-shotted, they're not gonna do damage, they're just basically gonna bring my team down. So that's why I use the team I'm using. Like some of levels 264, I could use X27 and Shell Shock, and then maybe use somebody around level 50 or 60 or something like that. But even then, I don't actually want to chance it just for the fact that I don't know what they have on. They could actually be tricking me, and I've seen some people do it where they just put one mutant that's level like 200 or a lot higher, and then have the other two at like level 1 or 2. So yeah, it adds up to the sum of levels of 200 and something. But that other mutant's just gonna one-shot everything you have, considering it's 100 levels ahead of you. So I have seen some people do that, which I don't know if they fixed that yet. They should actually do something about that, to where you have to put it into maybe half your Evo at least. Like the mutant has to be at least half your Evo to actually put it into your defense. That would help eliminate some of the lower level people that keep doing that, and I keep running into a few of them. Haven't actually run into any of them on video, I don't think, but I don't always record, so I should actually record sometimes. I have been recording the new season. As you can see, I barely started with this one, and I will continue to put out one. Not every day, I will put one out every like couple days or something like that. But for the most part, the PvP is turning out really good. They do need to work on Evo levels though, or sum of levels. I keep calling it Evo levels. This is sum of levels. Just for the fact that I noticed a lot of lower players are getting higher level players, and they're not able to beat them, so they're not getting points, of course, unless they want to spend a ton of credits. I do myself get a ton of high level people. Well, not as much, I noticed. I think once I start getting up closer to like the top 3%, 1%, that's when I start getting people with like crazy high evos. But right now, we're kind of matched a little bit, although these people do have their mutants maxed out. Orbs are maxed out. If you notice, my orbs aren't the best. I just throw on random ones that I had and hope for the best. But once I start getting some of the platinums I have maxed, I think all 3 of those well, I have one currently that I'm using, but I have Guardian, I have the Sir Puggington, I think that's his name. I have all those guys in platinum. I just don't have the time to actually level them up if I'm gonna be making a ton of stars, because making stars is not easy. You have to put a ton of work into it. You gotta have a ton of gifts, so that way you can have a ton of material. You use that material to try to craft more stars, so that way you can craft those stars into higher stars, and that's how you get platinum stars, if you guys are wondering how I do it. And that takes hours. I sit there for hours sometimes crafting just so I can make platinums for you guys. But whenever they do have a sale, I do try to pick those up as well, just for the fact that it is a lot cheaper to spend 1,000 and get 3 of them than sit there and craft for, let's say, a day and only get like 2 to 3 stars as well. So that's how I get the platinums. I was thinking about making a video about it to show you guys how I actually do it, but it's not that hard. You just gotta continuously craft and craft and craft and craft, and have a ton of material. That's basically about it. But yeah, let me know what you think of the PvP and or the crafting. If you guys do want to see that, I might actually make that. But if you guys are wondering, I did make Grandmaster in the last PvP season. I'm probably gonna make it in this one. But yeah, it's gonna be about it. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll talk to you guys later.